myself, Sriram, I got a lot of experience in UK, 10 plus of experience teaching various courses in London, especially especially with the data and DevOps testing, full stack mobile. And also, I have a lot of experience, and I own this company called IT Talent Hub. And what we are trying to do here is we are trying to help the students uh, and the people who are already in UK to get into a better jobs. So I have been doing that from last 10 years. So now we recently started this SAP SuccessFactor with the help of Ajay. So Ajay is the person who actually got a lot of experience in the SAP SuccessFactor. So with his experience, we are trying to add this as a new course into IT Talent Hub. And with his experience, we want to help the more people who actually into this domain. This domain looks very interesting. So we are starting this as a new course for our IT Talent Hub. Okay, maybe Ajay, you can just talk about yourself a little bit more before other people joins. Before I start, maybe you can discuss about your experience and how is the job market in SAP SuccessFactors.
Thanks, Sriram. Thanks for the intro. Hello all. Thanks a lot for joining and also investing your time to see what we're doing with SuccessFactors training and IT Talent Hub in general. Right, so I have close to 18 years of experience into HR and HR technology domain. Worked on multiple, multiple HR systems. Like started off with Talio, SAP HCM, Adrenaline, SAP, all the entire suite of the HCM products, and also SAP SuccessFactors for the last 13 years. Played many roles, like started off with as a business analyst and then system analyst, and currently the solution architect for SAP SuccessFactors modules. I worked on all the modules, and I have been training folks for the last 8 years. And I'm certified in multiple modules, and I have also trained people, both corporate, non-corporate, across the world. Started off with India, USA, UK, Germany, Singapore, Qatar. I've conducted batches both on-site as well as offline. Right, and I'm also a certified partner, training partner for SAP, who delivers their courses to the clients across the globe, wherever the requirement is, right? And I've also done programs for Singapore government.
SAP SuccessFactor. So the agenda for today is we'll discuss about what is IT Talent Hub and what are the course details, like what IT Talent Hub. So we are a training and recruiting consultancy in UK from last 10 years. We have been doing a lot of trainings across different domains like full stack, Azure, data science, as well as cybersecurity, Salesforce. And now we are introducing SAP SuccessFactor into our domain. And we are based in London, Ilford, and we also have face-to-face sessions as well. So we have face-to-face sessions and as well as classroom sessions. So this particular SAP SuccessFactor, normally this hybrid, if somebody want to come and come to the classrooms and want to take any one-to-one sessions also, we have facilities available, and we got a massive training at floor in London, Ilford. And apart from that, we got very experienced faculties who actually look into it. So I think you can see Ajay, and it's about team. So we have a team of people who look after you, not only just from a SAP SuccessFactor domain point of view, also placement point of view, and then supporting you for interviews and trying to get you through this job application process. We have a dedicated team who actually are there to help you in multiple phases of your career. And we have a massive success of placements. So last 1 month, we got 10 people placed across multiple domains. So we have a formula that can help you people to get into the placements. So that's the reason why we just need to understand your background. Based on that, we can apply the formula. And apart from we are trying to place the students, we also do a lot of connections with many companies. So we have a lot of connections, contacts who actually, especially with the big companies like NHS, Department of Education, we got massive connections with big companies. So we will try to get some internal references for our students who are completed the training with us. And also not only companies, we also have a lot of contacts with the recruiting agencies, because we did a lot of meetups with them in collaboration, so that they also got attracted a lot of talent. So we got a lot of um, connections with recruiting agencies. So this all helps us to bypass all this big queue of people who are in the interviews and go into the job boards and get the interview. So we have a massive presence in UK, which helps us to help us to get our students into up to the interview stage. From interviews point of view, obviously, if your people are attending the class courses properly, I think you should be able to clear the interviews. So getting the interview and clearing an interview is the two important things, and for that we have enough mechanism as IT Talent Hub. And coming to myself, so we're a team, guys, and this is about me. I personally had a lot of experience placing at least 2000 plus IT engineers throughout UK. And I not only just do trainings, but I also run a development company based in Chennai. And apart from that, I do a lot of conferences across Dubai and UK. So you can see that I've been talking in many of big conferences. If you see my LinkedIn profile or YouTube, my channels. So I personally work with a lot of meetup groups and a lot of conferences to actually give a lot of knowledge back to the community. So myself have a big presence. So this is me who actually, as a CEO of a company, I look into the process and make sure that everybody is happy. So that is about me. And coming to Ajay, I think you just spoken to him. This is the cut from his LinkedIn. So he got a lot of experience, especially in SAP. He got 15 years of experience, and he got massive experience in SuccessFactor, different modules, um, and he had conducted at least 200 plus corporate and non-corporate trainings. And he had done not only UK but USA, Germany, Australia, Singapore, Qatar, and he done specifically. He's a phenomenal in implementing the SAP SuccessFactor for big companies, and he's part of Walmart and Reliance, and then he's also part of EY, which does a lot of implementations to big companies. So he got a lot of experience. So he is the person who actually you can go for anything, and we are very fortunate that he is part of our team now. So he will be the person who actually teach and guide you to get these placements. So being him is a because we might have not started this without him, because he is there with us. We are doing it because we want to make sure that we give the quality trainings to our students. So he is the guy who will teach you and take you the hand holding from here, mostly till get the job. And especially SAP SuccessFactor have a unique opportunity. With nowadays SAP is going so big, I think, which he will explain. But SAP point of view, the SuccessFactor is one of the non-coding, non-technical domain, which actually helping a lot of non-IT people to get into this unique SAP SuccessFactor. So that's why he will be coming very handy. Okay, and as I discussed, we have big clients in UK like Department of Education, Transform, Test Partners, NHS. Similar to NHS, we got private hospitals. So we got big clients here in UK who actually are also implementing SAP SuccessFactor. So we're trying to see how we can place our students, either our clients or indirect clients. And this is our success factor, not your success factor, our success factor, which you can see here. This is our students who have been placed in various companies from last 1 month or so. So this is our this is the people who actually have been working for different organizations. Okay, so this is our success factor, guys, and now success factor will add more success to us. That's what we are feeling. Cool. And then the process, guys. So coming to the way that we actually does this is, we are not just a training center, guys. We actually do placements as well. So the process that we follow is, the first 2 months, all of you will be having a training to understand the basics of what is SAP SuccessFactor and all those what Ajay will be teaching. After that, we will have 1 month project, which you will actually do in hand out, which is what you will be putting in your CV and your experience as well. So 1 month is what will be core, getting one project. That's what you need to explain in the interviews as well. So after you've done the project, we will do a assessment. And if you pass the assessment, then we will go to the placement assistance. Okay, this is the unique thing. That's the reason why we're not talking about training straight away. We're talking about what is the prospect. So the prospect is after you get into our assessment. So you need to, the main thing is you need to think that you need to go on an interview. Okay, example, day one, I'm telling you, think that within 3 months you got an interview on SAP SuccessFactors. So how do you prepare for that? That's what you need to do in 2 + 1 month. And if you are able to pass this assessment, then we will give a red carpet for you to do the placement assistance. Okay, and what do you do as a placement assistance? Okay, 1 second, guys. Okay, sorry, guys. So coming to the placement job support service, this is what we do. We actually we will accumulate a lot of companies from different companies. That's what a recruiting team will do. So we have a recruiting team who will look after getting the jobs, and we also have a CV writing team. Especially CV is very important, who looks after creating a top CV for you. And we have agents who actually market your CVs. So after all, your CV should be shortlisted and you will get an interview. So we have a mechanism, a team to get you an interview, a dedicated team who is only there to market your CVs in the job market and get the interview without you being there. And the only thing is, when you actually go to interview, you will get a support from the mentor as well. So we have a mentor who looks after your project, and you have a mentor who will make sure that you clear the interview. So we'll be two things: work on your CV, get the interview; work on you to pass the interview. Okay, so we have a team who actually will continuously looking for the opportunities and get the interview for your CV. And there is a mentor who continuously help you to get the job, like clear the interview. This is the two things. Getting an interview is one big thing. Clearing the interview is second big thing. And we have team to do it. And when they will do it? After we complete our assessment. So you complete the training, and we have two teams working on every individual to get the interviews and clear the job. Okay, Jay, you can start.
Are you able to see my screen, everyone?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So thanks, Sriram, for your overview and a good introduction. Right. So we'll talk about SAP SuccessFactors. Right. So SAP SuccessFactors is a SAP owned company, right? So as you know, in the HCM world, SAP has almost a numero position for the last 20-25 years, and SAP HCM as in 2012, SAP acquired SuccessFactors because that was there in the plans to come into the cloud market. Those days, Adrenaline, Cornerstone On Demand, Workday were the first ones to come into the market, but SAP came and dominated the entire cloud HCM market across the globe. Right? If you see today, right? Because the module is not that complex. I mean, it is created in such a way that it's user friendly even to non-IT folks. Of course, IT folks, they'll definitely get in, but for non-IT folks as well, because of the way they have designed their workflows, the user interface. Not depending on the coding. So these are some of the highlights what SAP SuccessFactors brings in. So SAP, they came to the cloud HCM world, and then though they are running SAP HCM parallelly, the legacy HCM, human capital management, they wanted to, they have announced that they will shut down by 2027. They will shut down the HCM practice so that only the cloud SAP SuccessFactors HCM will be in the industry as their cloud suite, right? And SAP SuccessFactors have come up with many modules. Like if you see here, there is a core employee central module, which we will be talking about, and we'll see a demo. Employee Central is where there is a lot of employee data, employee workflows, organization structure, position management, role-based permissions. So all the core employee data transactions take place in Employee Central. Right, so they call the entire suite is called as SAP SuccessFactors HXM, Human Experience Management, because they have modules when an employee gets into the company, like through recruiting and onboarding, and then they have modules till the exit management. Means hire to retire is what SAP SuccessFactors suite gives that experience to an employee in the organization. So they have goals module, performance and goals is one module, then workforce planning, recruiting, where now the recruiting is split into two modules, right? A user experience, candidate experience, and interviewer experience. And then there is compensation module, learning. Compensation has also one sub module called variable pay. Then learning, where there are a lot of courses that a company can pre-build and then associate with the learning management system so that they can provide a seamless experience, right? And then succession planning, where for each and every employee, they can identify a backup through a succession management process. And this succession planning can yield results through integration to recruiting, where whenever there is a requisition open, then there is already a visibility of a resource internally, who can move to the next level, right? So JAM is a internal collaboration tool where we can build our intranet in the jam, and then we can create some chat rooms. If people have some ideas, they can create chat rooms, and then like-minded people can discuss those topics, and then do a presentation to the organizations as well, right? And then analytics, of course, reporting. Analytics is, it's just not a we have seen the legacy human resource management systems where we have the data in the system and then we just download it. But here is what SuccessFactors brings in, right? It will give us predictive analytic reports. It will take the last 1 year attrition data, 1 year, the source of where employees are coming from, and it can predict that, in the next 6 months, the company may lose people in this area. The company's most probable sources of joining is from these sources. It can predict, right, based on the analysis it does in the last 1 year or 6 months old data. So this is, and of course, there are the analytics is called people analytics. Likewise, we have a couple of other modules like EC payroll, though the payroll is still in HCM, they have built some screens so that it integrates with SAP SuccessFactors, and they're calling it as SAP EC Payroll. Right. So this is an overview of what SuccessFactor suite is. Right, the different modules, and the core module is Employee Central. So because Employee Central is where the data will flow into all the other modules, and of course, if you want to build any integrations with a third-party system, like let's say you wanted to build SuccessFactors themselves has a time management module, calling it as time off. However, if you want to integrate with third-party systems, you will integrate with Employee Central data. There are a lot of integration, providers, right? Like Dell Boomi and SAP themselves has business technology platform, BTP, HANA Cloud Interface, right? So these are the ones which SAP provides for integrating SAP SuccessFactors with other third-party suite. And the internal module SAP SuccessFactors suite of modules, they come with its own integration. If you want to build on top of it, if you want to build extensions, customizations, that you can do. And again, all this without without coding anything, right? So it's like pick and drop and pick and use, drag and drop. These kind of approach has been built in SuccessFactors. We'll see in the demo. Right, so implementing, like, I mean, once you get these trainings, I mean, what will you do? So you will work as customer. You'll go to the customer places to implement success factors for different organizations, right? So in success factors world, there is partners who will implementation partners who will be interface between the company and SAP to implement the system. Once it is implemented, they will after the implementation, they will go to the background, and then it is the company resources admin consultants, in success factor consultants, who will take the job forward. We train both for implementation as well as admin consultants. So our training covers uh, at implementation level, right? And yeah, careers. I mean, it will open up doors for careers with implementation partners or SAP themselves, because they also need implementation resources, consultants, and also for the companies who already implemented SuccessFactors. There are a lot of companies in UK and across the globe in general as well, right? This I can tell you because I've been seeing the job market for my friends, for myself, and then there are lots of companies which is into success factors, which is already implementing success factors, or they have initiated implementing success factors, or they are going through a transformation journey where success factors is a major part, right? So what do employee central consultants do, right? So you can take this for the admin consultant as well. Like what they would do, they will talk to the stakeholders who will be the HRs, or the department heads or the business heads, just to identify what is their HR systems requirement, right? And then like what kind of structure they have currently, and then what they wanted to migrate to, what they wanted to transform to, right? And then you will, with your technical and consulting implementation knowledge, so you will map the processes and then lay out a plan for implementation. So then you will start configuring the modules, and here configuring, as I said, I mean, there is no hardcore technology or hardcore programming languages that we'll be using. There's a bit of XML, but it's just not programming. You need to modify it here and there, and that too, it is only 5% of the work. We are not programming again here, because may it be business logic, business rules, or creating workflows, everything you have options there. You just need to know that by experience and training, you will come to know what to drag, what to pull, what to add in order to set up the workflows, business rules, right? So absolutely no coding involved there, right? And yeah, then test. Once you configure, then you will help the team test as well, because they are the new users. Let's say you're implementing it for an XYZ organization. So those resources, the admin resources, are people who will be managing success factors after the implementation is done. So they will be new in success factors, right? So you will help them to create test scenarios and then test it as well. And then you will provide training for the success factors admin consultants, appointed by the organization at that point of time, so that you will train them in such a way that they will take care of day-to-day activities, right, after the implementation. So that's the train the trainer. And yeah, employee central consultants, I mean, especially if you're with implementation partners, I mean, for implementations, you'll travel around the world, work with high profile customers, because I mean, you name a big company in the world, I mean, they are using success factors. There are competitors as well, but then I've seen for the last 15 plus years the growth of success factors. And once SAP HCM goes away, the clients who are on SAP HCM, at least 75% of them may migrate to SuccessFactors. And imagine the kind of jobs it will create in the market across the globe, right? And then different industries, right? I mean, this is a HRMS suite, HR technology suite, which is used by. It's not particularly used by a different one industry, right? So generally, all the industries, I mean, need this because of the non-complexity in implementation, because of the eye-catchy user interface, user-friendly workflows, right? That is helping success factors to being positioned as a number one in SAP HCM industry. You can, and all these are public. The information is in public domain, right? You can go and see Gartner surveys, and then they would say that SuccessFactors is the cloud HCM industry leader, right? So what is Employee Central? We spoke about that's the core, right? It's a system of record where all the data gets captured, not only captured, but also all the transactions takes place. Like if there is any change in the data, the transactions is sitting in Employee Central. There is a functionality called employee profile, where all the employee data from hire to retire sits in that. And then whichever module needs the data, then you will be able to provided from Employee Central, right? And yeah, so you can view, manage, audit, report workforce changes because you're you are adding the data in the Employee Central core. It's called as SAP SuccessFactors Employee Central Core, right? And then you have foundation data, and these are I mean, some of the features that we will go through, right? And of course there are a lot of other concepts, I mean, that we will go through once you're registered. So foundation data, organization structure, then position, pay structure, right? So then personal information, employment information, the key data which is being captured, and of course your compensation, the basic compensation data. You have a compensation module, but your compensation data is also captured in Employee Central, right? And also from all the other modules, when you get your performance ratings, like PMGM is a performance management, goals management is a separate module in itself, but those ratings will sit in the employee profile in Employee Central, so that you will have one single screen where you can see all the data, right? Also the compensation, then succession planning. I mean, if your team members has already identified successors, then that information you can see it in employee profile. I'll give you a glimpse of employee profile when we go to the data. So then role-based permissions, very important, right? Like, because the confidential data, especially personal data, every employee cannot see other employees' data. They can see other employees' data, but only at a very high level, the data in the public domain, like the name, maybe the job title, location, and all this stuff. But personal information you cannot see, right? And of course, employees shouldn't see as well the other employees' data. And that is where the role-based permissions will help in creating that. It will create separate accesses for employee, manager, HR business partner, and SuccessFactors administrator, who is the technical person who will help in managing the day-to-day success factor related activities in the company once the implementation is done, right? So RBP will help you to access a module, restrict a module, help you to access editing and data, and restrict employee data. And also it can restrict that certain part of employees cannot see some data at all, cannot access some module at all based on your licensing. So all that is done in role-based permissions. Yep. So there is something called as backend and front end. In the backend, which is called as provisioning, you will do like 5% of the work during the implementation, right, where you will create the organization, you will enable what features that should be shown in the front end, which is what people generally use. And this backend is not available with the company. It is available with the implementation partner only. So if there is any actions needed, you have to reach out to the implementation partner. Even after the implementation is done, if you want to make any changes, if it is a simple change, SAP will do it for us with a ticket. If it is a data model kind of change, which is very rare, right? Because once we implement, I mean, there is almost nil that we do in provisioning. But in case if there is any, then we need to reach out to the implementation consultant on a on a case-to-case basis. Right. So now this is backend, right? This employees will not be able to see, and this is what is. This is how we enter into the success factor, and because it's on cloud, we don't need to download a software, right? We don't need to install anything. It's just on cloud, so you just have a URL, user ID, and password, and every company has a company ID, and that company ID generally we embedded in the URL itself, so it will only ask for ID and password. So once you log in, you will go to the front end of SuccessFactors, which will look like this, and we will go to the demo. Any questions till now, or should we jump into the demo? Okay, we will move ahead. Right, so let us go to the demo.
So this is a completely cloud based, right? We just on the browser we can use it, isn't it?
Completely cloud-based, absolutely.
Okay. Right. Is there any specific browser, or preferred browser, or any browser is okay?
Any browser is okay. Any browser is okay.
Okay.
Any browser, right? So I just logged in, so it's 1 minute. Okay. There we are. Yeah, sorry for that issue. Yeah, this is the home page. When we log into SuccessFactors, this is the home page of SAP SuccessFactors. So we have, this will change as per the time. This is a program, which runs, and this will change as per time. It will say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, right? And then based on the system time, right? The quick actions, these are some of the tiles which we can enable and disable as well as we require. So this will help us to access the system, access some of the features which we use day in and day out. Like for example, view my profile. I was talking about employee profile, right? Where it's a system of record. The data, the employee data is shown in the employee central, employee profile, right? Where right from the employee personal data, employment information, right? And then the compensation information you can see here. These are the list of details, right? And uh, we can also, as admins, we can enable these kind of sections, or we can disable it as well. In case if some folks in the company does not need access, we can disable the access through role-based permissions. And you can see these are the biographical information, and like things like date of birth, in case if somebody's sharing their screen and then if they don't want to show this, we can mask this data as well, right? Like for example, this is the admin center where the super admin, who is the super user, right, who has all the accesses, can maintain this, can configure, can create role-based permissions for different employees. In order to mask that, I will go to, this is one of the features which can manage the user interface, called manage business configuration. Right, and then there is this person info, which is called the biographic information, and you'll go take actions, make corrections, and if you want the date of birth details to be masked, right? So see, I'm not using any code, I'm just choosing an option. Done, and save it. Okay, I masked the date of birth because it's a personal information. Right, and then if I go and refresh this, you see it's masked. The date of birth is masked. Right, like this. Of course, if it is your profile, you can see, but other employees, when they are trying to proxy as you with proxy accesses, then for them this show option will not be there, because this is your system, it will show. Right, and then you have personal information, and you can disable also, right? You can disable the fields as well. And see, the age is a rule which we calculated for one of the other batches, and we can see how this rule is getting calculated as well. Right, age is not a standard field, age is a custom field. For age to get calculated, I mean, of course we have today and date of birth in the system, right? So based on that we can calculate the age. Right, then personal information, contact information, ID information, addresses information. For example, if you don't want to show biographical information, this section at all, so what do you do? So you'll go to, see, this is the employee profile, right? What you will do is you will do, you will type, right, configure people profile. See, that is, this is called as employee profile or people profile. So if you want to configure this, the names are also very connected. If you want to configure this, you will type configure people profile, and you will go to the personal information. You see the biographical information, right? So just click on the biographical information, and you see this show this subsection on the profile. You will uncheck it and apply to all languages, save it. right? Now biographical is there. If I refresh the screen, or if you again open the screen, that would go away. You can see the biographical information is gone, right? So like you have employment details. Under employee you have, see, organization chart. This organization chart will go right up till the manager, up till the CEO of the organization. Here the man, like for example, let's take Spina. You can see here Caspina, Gabriel, Eileen, and Mohan Kumar till the CEO. The org chart will drive up till CEO, and also you can create a PDF of this org chart. You can see here, and if there is photos, I mean the photos also will display. I mean if you want it in the org chart, right? Now, yeah. So employee profile again, organizational information, compensation, apprentice. See, these are all custom MDF objects, which means which we can create by ourselves during the training and after the training as well. All these are custom sections which we create, right? And the previous ones, these are all standard sections which SuccessFactors gave us with the respective fields. And if you want any custom fields, that also we can create it. Like for example, service length. This is a custom field. Job number, custom field, right? And you can see like subdivision, work from home, new salary, pay compensation. All these are custom fields that we can create, right? So this is the employee profile. And when we go back to the home, we saw quick actions, and then there is for you today, means if there is something pending for your approval. So this is for you today. And then there is organizational updates. So if you want to provide any information to the employees whenever they log in, like you are creating a survey, like great place to work, right? If you want to create this icon and share it with certain folks only, so you can do that, right? So we'll quickly see how to do. See, in order to create these icons, because this is on the home page, we have a functionality called manage home page. Again, see, it's linked home page, manage home page. So if you click on manage home page, you have section called organizational updates. Open this. Right now we will add a card. So say best places to work survey. This is the card name, and then we want to take graphic. So we will create it as a survey. Then we can choose a thumbnail, the picture. Let me see if I have something. Okay, let's take this, right? And then say next. So whether you want it to as a popover, or you can do it as a URL as well. Like if it is a popover, then it will open in the same page, and you can create this as a rule based also. Like if something happens the window should open that way. So great places of work, employee satisfaction survey in the best interests of employees, right? And of course, if you want coloring look and feel, you can just change it. Say next, and you can see this is where do you want to show it to all employees or you want to show it to few folks only, right? So let's say we wanted to only show it for a couple of folks. So we will create a group of people. Then we will take users. So this is how we'll create a group. We can create a group with all this, but we can take a user. Zone. Then we can also take other users. Chris Victor. Monica Shen. Say done. Right. So done. So we will select this group, and whether you want to show always or just date range. Date range means from when to when you want it to show. Like for example, you want to show from yesterday till today, sorry, till 17th, or based on the start date, because onboarding you have, even before the employee joins, if we can start off in the onboarding, the employee can see, and then after joining, it will show 14. So we've taken this, right? So save. It changes may take up to 5 minutes, but let us refresh the screen and see we have created. So go to the home page. So this is Janice, right? Janice shouldn't be having it, and Janice does not have it. So if you want to see as John, right? So we will proxy, because this is a proxy access only given to the admins, so that they can see what actually John can see, right? Proxy only given in terms of a need. In case if John is on long leave, if there are some approvals to be done, then proxy accesses are granted. So if you go, you can see here the it came for John, but not for Janice. If you click on it, there is a popover. And you can give a lot of information, URL and all this stuff. And if you set this as a URL, it will take you to a different page with that URL. And we can check for Monica Shen as well. And for her as well, it would be there. Sorry. Okay. And this how to proxy, how to create proxy, all that we will learn as a part of our course. You have it here. So click on it and you will get it. So once proxy is done, we will become self. Right, so that's how we can create the icons here, and then so the homepage itself speaks a lot about the features, because this is where you can try to access different modules related to you. Like for example, you see, this is admin profile, right? That's where you're able to see a lot. If it is employee, you will be able to see minimum. You can see career, which is recruiting, compensation, continuous feedback, continuous performance, development, then goals, learning, all the modules you can access from here. And this action search is very powerful search. Why? Because this can not only search in Employee Central, but all the other modules. Like for example, if you want to go to compensation forms, right? Provided, of course, if this company has access to compensation. So if you go to compensation home, it will take you to that module. Right, so it went to compensation. Not only this, right, this is called as action or people search. So if you want to go to some feature, say go to, right, and then recruiting, presentations, or a report center. If you want to go to report center, you just give you know, a such criteria, and then it will go. See, it goes to the report center. And not only searching for functionalities, right? It will search for employees as well. You see, it will search for both active and inactive employees as well. You can see here. And you can click on their profile, and then you can see them. If you want more details, you can go to the respective information. Personal information. It will go to their profile. Yeah, and then you can see these are notifications. In case if you are not on the home page, you wanted to see how many notification, how many the to-do items you have that you need to approve. So you can see here, and then you can directly go from here as well, provided that module is available. Okay, and then you can see this is a product feedback on SAP. This is built-in support. Like if you have any questions as an admin, if you have any questions, you can create tickets here. You can search for the existing module support topics will be there. This is only given to the admin, and this is where uh, you know name profile. This is called as name profile. So where you can proxy now, you can have settings, you can see what version it is, and then from the admin center where all the activities happen, right? All the action happen for success factors. So that is admin center. So these are all, if you want to change to different languages, for example, if there is a non-English speaking country where they wanted to see the details in their own language, so you can just come here, change, and then let's say we do, yeah, I mean, switch, and all the standard text, you see, it got switched. See, and then settings. Right? Switch it back. Yeah, so that is about the homepage, and we can modify. And of course, there are, as I said, workflows, business roles. So all this you will have. We will be able to create with business logic. I mean, with the options what we have in the system. Drag and drop. And yeah, bit of XML, that's not an issue because we don't program in it. We have an XML already. SuccessFactors gives us. If there is any modifications, we can do it, but we can do it in the system also. I showed you in manage business configuration. That's an alternative to the XML, which we can do it in the system as well. Right. So with that, I'll stop here. If there is any questions, I mean, I can, or Mrs. Sriram can answer, and then we can move forward from there. So one thing is because it's of its user friendliness, right? So this is the most sought after tool in the industry today, and also like because talent IT, as Sriram was mentioning, I mean, has been in the industry for a long time. They have good contacts, and if you want success factors training system, it's not given anywhere easily, even on rent. Only if people, companies have the knowledge and experience and contacts, only they have been they were provided with the system access for practicing, right? So that way, so think you're getting into your best of the institutes, and we will take care of the syllabus, right? And it's our duty to ensure that you become market ready for the SuccessFactors job market, right? And then of course you need to study, and then also like there is the theory which will keep guiding you, right, as and when we move on, so that will help also in the interview and yeah, certifications, in all the ways it can help you. So imparting is definitely our imparting the knowledge is our motto, and then coupled with your practice for an hour or a couple of hours, depending on what schedules you have, that should take you uh, to the market as a trained and eligible resource for the job market. Yeah. Okay, great. Any questions